Growing up in our society forces you already from a very young age to suppress who you truly are, to suppress your truth, your authenticity, your vulnerability, your emotions out of shame, fear, guilt. And it also teaches you to leave your truth, to not trust your own truth, to not listen to your intuition or your gut feeling or your emotions, but to listen to authorities outside of you, our leaders, our politicians, our teachers, your parents. But those people, they are very emotionally immature. Not because something is wrong with them, but because we are living in a society that is, up until today, very emotionally immature. And because of that, our society is a recipe for trauma or relational trauma, negative childhood experiences, and even emotional neglect, for example. So I strongly believe that if you, as a little child, grow up in this society, you are doomed to experience trauma in some way, whether it's relational, emotional, physical, or spiritual. And this society that you are living in and that you grew up in is forcing you, because of all of that, to live in survival mode from a very young age. It's a very individualistic society also that is teaching you that you are separated from everybody else and that you have to run and fight for your life and that you cannot trust anybody. It is separating you from the collective. So these two things, the scarcity, the separation, the lack, and the people around you that you love most, that you depend most on, that are asking of you to leave your truth and suppress your true self, makes that you build up all this grief and resentment and anger inside of you, and that you stop trusting the world around you and you stop trusting yourself. Because of course, when you are a little child, when what you feel inside is different than what you see outside, almost always you conform to what you see outside. Because that means that you belong to the group and that is your survival. That is what you depend on. But because the group asks things of you that aren't emotionally mature, that aren't healthy, that are even traumatizing for you, you stop trusting the group, you stop trusting the collective, and you stop trusting yourself. This is very confusing, chaotic, messy, and you come into this war zone, this gray zone inside of your head where you are standing in between your own truth and the truth of the rest of the world, and you don't know what to do. You're being stripped of your power because of that. You're being stripped of your life force energy, the fulfillment of your creative potential, because the only thing that it is forcing you to do is to live in survival mode and to be in some kind of chaotic, messy state all the time. Like not knowing what is true, not knowing what is best, not knowing what to do, what to feel, what to say, who to be. And this is a little abstract, I know, but I think that this suppressing of our truth and forcing us to leave our authentic self and our truth in order to survive and to live in survival mode all the time and to experience relational, physical, emotional, mental, or spiritual trauma because of that, that is what is really messing with our heads and with our minds. And we really have to understand that deep down inside there is this grief and this anger and this resentment inside of us, and there is this part inside of us that doesn't trust the collective, that doesn't trust the world around us, that doesn't trust itself. And this is really a consequence of living in our society, in our patriarchal, capitalistic, individualistic, mind-controlling, fear-based society. This is really stripping us of our power and also separating us from our true nature, bringing us far, 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 far away from home, causing us to feel lost, burned out, depressed, anxious, distracted, living in survival mode all the time. This is really one of the biggest wounds of our time. So what we have to do is that we really have to start with trusting ourselves again, so that we can trust ourselves when we are in relationship with others and with the world, with nature, with authorities. When I trust myself and when I trust the collective, I can be my authentic self while being in a group. And this is one of the most healing experiences for every individual. That when you express your authentic self because you trust yourself enough and you experience yourself expressing yourself while being in a group, and other beings are part of your authentic self, respecting that, accepting that, welcoming that. That is the most healing experience of the world. And that is what we so desperately need, because the relational trauma that we all experience by growing up in this world, on this planet, we can only heal that trauma in relationship again. But to get there, from this relational trauma to the healing of this relational trauma, we have to start with creating trust and a sense of safety inside of ourselves. We have to start with connecting with our truth, listening to it, accepting it, acknowledging it, validating it, loving it, radically accepting ourselves, so that we trust ourselves that wherever we are, we can protect ourselves, we speak our truth, we set boundaries, and we express who we authentically are. And from this trust, we can go out into the world again, be part of the collective again, focus on the world, on giving back to the community. And you will experience that by trusting yourself and expressing your authentic self wherever you are, that you will grow in confidence and in love and even more trust. And you will also experience some kind of inner peace and homecoming, coming home in the collective, coming home in your body, coming home in your heart, while the rest of the world is a witness to that. That is what we're all seeking. And this confidence will help you to ask critical questions when needed, to question authority when needed, to speak your truth, to set boundaries, to create a safe space for others who need healing too, to give back to the community, to emotionally mature, to create your art, your life's work, to share your stories, to share your knowledge, to share your gifts, your talents with the world, to do the things that you want to do, to start something new, to create that business, to create that painting. That newfound confidence, because of the trust that you created inside yourself, will free you from dysfunctional cycles that you're in, from sabotaging behaviors, from holding yourself back, from feeling empty, lonely, depressed, or burned out. It will free you from being overstimulated all the time. It will free you from the chains of external validation seeking, the running for your life, the running for love. You are part of existence again. You are part of this world again. A world that you once found very hard and cold and rigid and that you wanted to flee from is now your home again and a safe space to be again, because you create the space inside of yourself. And to find that trust inside of you, you have to feel the hurt, the pain, the grief, the sadness, the anger that is inside of you, and that is there because of the world you grew up in and the way it traumatized you. You have to release, feel, express the emotions and the stuck energy. Make space inside of yourself again. Dissolve the blockages so that your body is a nice place to be again. And when you do that, create this trust, this sense of safety inside yourself. Feel the hurt, the pain, the grief, the anger. You travel from victimhood, from self-centeredness, from individualism, capitalism, patriarchy, to world-centeredness or we-centeredness, to abundance, to worthiness, to the collective, to community, to communion. You will travel from surviving to thriving. And you will feel energized and focused and motivated. You will be your own leader, authority, protector, parent, loving yourself, soothing yourself, protecting yourself, and motivating yourself, inspiring yourself. You will grow disciplined to do the things that you need to do. You will finally feel motivated to take responsibility for yourself, for the people around you, for nature, for animals, and the world at large. But it has to start with trust. Do you trust yourself? Do you trust yourself that you dare to say what's on your mind? Do you trust yourself that you dare to speak your truth, to set boundaries, to be who you want to be wherever you are, always? Do you trust yourself? Do you believe that you are enough, have enough, be enough? And if the answer is no to these questions, that's fine. Hell, I don't even trust myself on a weekly basis. But what do you need then? What do I need? What do we need to trust ourselves again? What do you need so that you can prove yourself that you are capable of holding yourself, protecting yourself, soothing yourself, loving yourself? What do you need to prove yourself that you are enough and have enough and be enough and do enough? What do you need to tap into that source of unconditional love deep down inside of you? What do you need to trust yourself so that you can trust yourself in this world again? So the world isn't a scary, hard and cold and rigid place anymore, but a beautiful, heavenly place where you feel at home. What do you need to become a resourceful, empowered, strengthful, resilient human being who moves with ease through this world, who trusts itself, and who is able to travel from self-centeredness to we-centeredness and to give back to the community instead of taking from the community? What do you need to trust yourself completely? Hey there, if you like this video, then please click the like button and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more videos on all of these topics. My name is Myrthe Glasbergen. I'm the founder of Beyond Psychology, and I'm also an occupational health psychologist, coach, and intuitive singer and creator. And I've created my own method for somatic and emotional healing and inquiry because I strongly believe that the tools of traditional psychologists such as talk therapy and coaching fall short because they focus way too much on cognitive healing, while our true healing takes place on an emotional level. So all my tools contain healing music, spoken word, poetry, and voice healing to help you get into a receptive and investigative state of being from which you can take a deep dive inside your body, stay present with yourself, and heal your suffering at the root. So if you want to work on the topic of this video or one of my other videos, then you can do that in 3 ways. You can work one-on-one with me in my one-on-one practice. You can find the link below. But you can also visit my web shop to find a specific tool for a specific theme. And you can subscribe to Heart Journey. It's my online platform and community for self-discovery, healing, transformation, and growth. You will gain access to all of my tools for healing. And there's a step-by-step journey to help you go from awakening to healing to transformation to embodiment. Thank you for being here and have a nice day.